Hello everybody, I'm John, this is JP Strategic Investments, and today we're talking about Tesla's Shanghai factory being shut down, and one, why it probably won't hurt Tesla as much as a lot of investors think it will, and two, how this shutdown could actually give us a peek behind the curtain as far as how good Tesla's production future in Shanghai might actually be. And the main thing here that I think is driving this, or that I think could drive this, is this line that we got in their last earnings report, and something that Elon has really talked about in the earnings call, several interviews and things like that. And that is what it says right here on this first line. It says, in Q4, we saw a continuation of global supply chain, transportation, labor, and other manufacturing challenges, limiting our ability to run our factories at full capacity. So what this means is basically, if not for all of these challenges, mostly supply chain related from what we've heard on the earnings call and things like that, if not for those shortages, Tesla could actually be producing far more vehicles in all of their factories every day than they already are, even though they already are producing a lot of vehicles. So we haven't even seen what Shanghai's peak capacity is, right? We haven't even seen what Fremont's peak capacity is right now if supply chain shortages were to completely ease and they could produce as many vehicles as the factory could actually produce. So the reason this is important is, yes, right now Tesla cannot produce vehicles in their Shanghai factory. But that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the supplies, all of the materials that they've ordered that they need to produce those vehicles aren't still on their way to that factory and being delivered to that factory, right? So what this means is when Tesla does actually reopen production at that Shanghai factory, they might actually be able to run at peak capacity, at least for a short period of time, because they've built up enough supplies to do so. And they might actually be able to catch up to where they would have been if they had been running at below that production capacity that whole time. So two things. One, this might not even actually reduce the vehicles that they could have produced in that time, because they might actually be able to ramp up production higher than they would have if the factory had not been shut down. And two, what this also means for investors is if Tesla is able to open up their factory, get it back up and running within the next few days, within the next week or so, because we do get monthly delivery numbers from China, we could get a sneak peek as to what the Shanghai factory's real peak production levels are, what the actual capacity is for that factory, because we really haven't gotten to see that with all of these supply chain shortages. And so that could give us a much better picture of where Tesla could actually be production-wise going into the future as eventually, hopefully, supply chain shortages do ease. And that could really help us make predictions as to where Tesla might be from deliveries, production as a company, and where the stock might be going forward into the future. So that information could be really valuable if we are able to get something like that. So I think those are the major two opportunities here. One, if they are able to ramp up that production higher because of the buildup of supplies, they might even be able to still make just as many cars in this quarter as they would have without the factory being shut down. And we might get a sneak peek as to Tesla's real production capacity in Shanghai. So that is what I wanted to go over today. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. As always, if you found this helpful, definitely hit that like button. Other than that, I will see you guys next time, and have a great day.